selling over 3 million records post Pop Idol. He's joining forces with 4 other ex-solo acts as part of the big reunion band Fifth Story. We welcome Gareth Gates.
I'm back.
You are back. How are you?
Very well. I'm able to say I sold 5 million.
Oh, he's corrected me already, and it's only the start of the chat.
Sorry.
Well, 5 million, that's huge. It's better than 3 million, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, it's great to have you back in the world of pop. Does it feel good right now for you?
Yeah, really good. I've spent the past few years in theatre. I've been very fortunate to do some huge shows like Les Mis, Legally Blonde, Joseph. However, it's nice to be back singing my own songs again.
Now, you've joined up with Dane Bowers, Adam Rickett, Kenzie and Kavanagh for the new man band Fifth Story.
That's right.
So how did that all come about?
Well, the producers of Big Reunion, they asked to have a meeting with me, and they had this idea of them putting 5 solo artists in a band. Firstly, I was like, no chance, I wouldn't like to do that at all. However, I met the lads, everyone's fun, and it just works on stage.
Now, it's not a lineup we would have dreamt up, but after seeing you in action, it definitely works. Did you have any doubts beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, we're all from very different backgrounds, you know. Kenzie's some sort of rap artist. I'm very, very pop. The genres were very mixed. We went into the studio, we made our 5 songs sound like a band, you know, and sound all right.
Yeah, I think it sounds really good. Good
Sweet.
job. Now, let's be honest. You are the biggest star of the Fifth Story lineup, to be fair. You've scored 4 UK #1s and sold 3.5 million records, but 5 million worldwide. Did that cause any friction with egos within the band? Because obviously you've had the most success out of all of them.
No, I'm a very humble person. The lads are all fun. We have a lot of banter on and off stage, and yeah, we all get on really, really well, so yeah.
That's what we like to hear. Now, do you guys plan to just perform each other's solo hits, or are there any plans to release any new material?
Well, we're not sure how the band will be received. If it's received well and people want to hear more from us, then sweet, we'll make a record. But for now, we're just waiting to see.
Exciting times ahead. Now, between the 5 of you in the band, you've got a lot of hit singles under your belts. If you could choose a favourite song out of the other lads' tracks, which song would it be? I
like Freak Me by Another Level, or by Fifth Story now. Our version's really cool as well, and I never thought I'd sing the lyrics, "Let me lick you up and down," in one of my songs. And I really enjoy that. It's good.
Well, there we go. Something new every day comes up. Now, before X Factor, and long before The Voice, and even long before Simon Cowell was a household name, Pop Idol burst onto our screens at the end of 2001 and made you the star. Now, when you first auditioned for that show, you were 16 years old. Did you ever expect that you'd still have a career in music as you're approaching the youthful age of 30?
Well, Pop Idol was the first of its kind. Nobody knew how big it was about to be. And so we sort of went in blind. And, you know, the next thing we knew, I was on the front of the newspapers, magazines, having #1s, and it was a real whirlwind, you know. Yeah, I'm here still, and I'm working as hard as ever, so it was all good.
And looking as young as ever, may I add?
Oh, thank you.
Just scoring some more brownie points. I'm Stephanie Faleo, and you're watching our chat with today's guest, Gareth Gates, who's looking very smart today.
Am I?
Yeah, I'm liking this attire. You're looking very well. At the time of the Pop Idol final, the whole country was either Team Gareth or Team Will. Now, you finished as the runner-up, but with 3 consecutive #1s after the show, did you feel like the actual winner?
Well, the final week of Pop Idol, we were both told that we've both got a record contract anyway.
Yeah.
And so the actual final was just a cherry on the top, really. Naturally, I was quite gutted that I didn't win. However, it hasn't really held me back. And Will was a very worthy winner, so.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Do you and Will still talk, hang out?
Yeah, we catch up every now and again. We've both been busy ever since then, and so we catch up when we can.
Cool. Now, after so much early success, how much was the pressure on for you to sustain that hit rate every time you release something?
It was hard, and obviously I'd had 3 in a row. Then my 4th, I think, went to number 5 or something, and then I had another number 1. So I mean, it's hard to sustain that level of success,
Yeah. How would you describe that time when you were getting those number 1s and it was crazy?
Well, I was very young, 17, knew nothing about the industry, and so I didn't really think too much about it. I just loved every moment of it.
Enjoyed it to the fullest.
Absolutely.
And now, you mentioned that your relationship with Katie Price put a strain on your music career. Do you wish you'd have stayed clear of her?
No, I live by no regrets. I was very young. I had lots of fun, and it made me who I am now, I guess.
Well, Spirit in the Sky shot to number 1 back in 2003, but after that you never sadly returned to the top spot and you were let go by your record label. Yeah. How did that feel at the time?
Well, it was hard at the time. I'd only been with one record label, and so it was quite hard to move on. However, I made another record in 2006 and enjoyed sort of writing my own music, something that I'd never really been allowed to do in the past. Did that, then moved on to musical theatre. I'd like to think that my career from now on will be a mixture of both.
And was musical theatre always something you wanted to do from a young age as well as singing?
Yeah, at the age of 8, I started to sing at school, and my first school were putting together a production of Joseph. And I was just this little lad with a terrible stammer, very shy. And so I went along to the auditions only because my mates did. And so I wandered in and they asked me to sing, and I was able to sing. And ever since then, I've sort of never looked back. So theatre has always been very important to me.
You've always been very open about your stutter. Did it make it an even harder challenge for you to conquer the West End?
Yeah, my stammer's always really been a big part of my life. I've always had it. And it's an ongoing thing. When I'm very busy, when I'm hectic, stressed out, my stammer's a lot worse. And I'm now part of a speech therapy program, which if I put the work in, I'm fine with it. However, these days I'm way too busy, so I struggle. But with the acting side of things, West End, I mean, it's the same as anything really. I just learn the script and practice it over and over again. And, once I'm on the stage, I'm playing a different role, a different character. And so, therefore, I'm often fine.
Cool, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Now, at the minute, it's all about Fifth Story and the big reunion for you. But have you got any plans to return to music as a solo artist?
Well, we don't really know how big or how small Fifth Story will be. We're very sort of open-minded about that. I've been writing for the past year sort of solo material. And so if it was to crumble Fifth Story or not work, then I have an album sort of ready to go anyway.
You've got a backup plan. Now you've ticked off Dancing on Ice off your list. Are there any other reality shows or showbiz ambitions you still have on your bucket list that you want to go and do?
Well, never say never, but I'm much more of a fan of those reality shows where you learn something and have to do some sort of skill, and so therefore I prefer that over the likes of Big Brother or The Jungle. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
See what else comes up for you to do.
Yes.
Well, Gareth, thank you so much for popping in today.
No worries.